94.5 PST. Did you miss anything with Chris, Joe, and Gianna on Chris and the Crew? Catch up now. This is Chris and the Crew on Demand, sponsored by Trinity Rehab. Schedule an appointment now at trinity-rehab.com. Help me out. It's What Should I Do, Crew, on 94.5 PST.
All right, so Taylor's here. She needs some help. She can't decide whether or not to skip her brother's wedding. Let's bring her on. Hey, Taylor. Good morning.
Hi, I've got a good reason, I think. This is why I need your advice. The wedding is on Christmas.
Christmas Day?
Christmas night. The wedding is at 6. Reception is at 7.
Oh, I've heard of, I've actually even been to a Christmas themed wedding, but it was like a week before, not actually on Christmas.
Yeah, and there's no kids allowed. So I'm leaving my kids on Christmas? That seems so wrong to me. I don't want to do that. Plus, who's going to want to babysit on Christmas? I mean, my whole family will be at the wedding.
So they're all just going to the wedding with no problem?
Yeah. I'm the only one with young children. They all think it's a great idea, The whole family is together. It's a celebration.
As a mom, though, I totally see where you're coming from.
Oh, thank you. But I also don't want to miss my brother's wedding, so I have no idea what to do.
So have you just talked to your brother about it?
Yeah. He doesn't get it. He doesn't have kids yet. He doesn't think the girls will care about us leaving for a wedding on Christmas. Apparently, a few people in her family have also gotten married on Christmas.
Wait, can they just be in the wedding? Why can't they just make them flower girls or something?
Well, they didn't ask them. I mean, I feel totally stuck and want to know what other people would do,
All right, yeah, this is an interesting one because, as a mom, I kind of feel like, ugh. Let's find out what everybody says. You hang on. We're going to get some advice for you, and then we'll bring you back on to what everybody said, okay?
Oh, thanks.
Sure, hold on. Oh, I feel bad for her because who does want to leave their kids on Christmas?
I have something to say.
What?
This is a prime example of, and I'm just assuming, but this is one of those cases I feel when the bride thinks that they are the most important thing on that day
that
of their
the
wedding.
world revolves around their wedding.
And I get it. It's a very important day to you. But to do it on Christmas Day and then not have kids, that is insanity to me.
I have to say, I have heard of New Year's Eve weddings. And I'm like, oh my God, awesome. Everybody's together, all your friends, all your family. That's an amazing party. Right. But Christmas?
Honestly, if you did it on New Year's Eve and there were no kids, I would totally understand that. Your kids, it's more of a going out and drinking champagne type of holiday. Yeah. I mean, for the kids, it's fun too, but you know what I mean.
And I've been to a lot of weddings where no kids are allowed. I get it. It's a party. It's drinking.
I get it.
I agree.
I get it. But to do it on Christmas, a family-oriented holiday, come on now.
Well, here's the thing. It's not being changed. It's happening. So what should she do?
What should she do?
I can't help myself.
Call the crew now, 609-243-9778, or tap the chat button on the 94.5 PST app.
4.5 PST, your number one hit music station. Taylor's in a little bit of a jam here. Her brother's getting married. She's all excited, right? Her brother's getting married. It's on Christmas. The wedding is on Christmas. Now, Christmas night, I think she said, what did it start? She 6, 7
or 7, something like that.
So everyone's just expecting her to, they wouldn't do a Christmas morning. They get it, right? So it's not till night. She leaves the kids at night. No one's thinking this is a big deal except her. She's like, I leave my kids on Christmas? And I kind of get that as a mom. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
Yeah, so she doesn't know what to do. She's the only one in the family with young kids, so she's kind of stuck. Let's go to the phones. We've got Yvette in Croydon on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. How are you?
We're so good. What do you think?
Hey, I was in that same predicament when I got married many, many moons ago. And you know what? I allowed just my relatives, my immediate relatives, siblings, to bring their kids. That's crazy. He's not allowing her to bring her kids. These are his nieces. It's crazy. I wouldn't expect her to leave her kids at home on Christmas.
There you go.
I agree.
I kind of agree. Maybe she could really talk to him and say, look, They're your nieces.
It's true. It doesn't make any sense to me.
All right, let's go to Janet. Janet's in Philly. Hey, Janet, what do you think she should do?
I honestly think she should go to the wedding. I have 4 kids myself, and one New Year's Eve, I left them with my mom to go to the Eagles game, the Eagles in Dallas. And just last year, I went to the Eagles game and left them with my mother-in-law. It's not a big deal. Although I think that is wrong on her brother's behalf not to have his nieces or nephews in the wedding, or at least there. But to each his own. I would go.
Look at that. She's like, I'm going to the game. You know, I have to say,
I don't know. I get it.
It is different. Maybe 6 or 7 o'clock, depending on how old they are. It's probably close to their bedtime anyway.
That's true.
So I'm trying to kind of rationalize this a little bit. I mean,
Right.
Christmas morning would have been out. I mean, wedding is in the morning anyway, right?
Yeah.
But, she spends the whole day with them.
And I guess when
Maybe
your
it's
kids
not-
are little, you start Christmas because you get so
You started
excited.
at 5 a.m.
Yeah. So it's I get it. But at the same time, it's almost the point. The point is the thing that's making me mad.
But maybe they took that into consideration and gave them the whole day and didn't start the wedding until later for them.
if they
I
were
don't
really
know.
trying to be considerate, they'd do it December 26th. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who's in the app chat?
Let's see. We got an app chat from Zoe in Philly. She is saying, hold on, sorry, my screen is totally spinning. Let's go to, Zoe in Philly said, I think she says, I'm not coming if the kids are not coming with me.
Yeah, I hear that. I do.
Or it's a Zoom wedding. They need to put the wedding on Zoom. Do you remember when that was the thing during COVID?
Oh, yeah.
People were doing Zoom weddings and they were kind of just people were there, but they weren't there.
It sounds like, though, she does want to go. I mean, it is her brother. She doesn't
Yeah.
want to miss it, but she's totally torn because of the kids.
Tiffany
you know?
in Fairless Hills said, I would never leave my kids on Christmas.
Yeah, I do hear that as a mom. That was my first gut.
Let's see. Barbara in Milltown said, I'm sorry, but I would not go to the wedding on Christmas Day. It's about family getting together and enjoying food and gifts and sharing laughter. That's not fair to her kids.
Well, and I think they had that in mind when they planned the wedding. Didn't she say that? She was like, yeah, they think it's just going to be one big family gathering. Everyone's together, which I do get.
Oh, here's something. Chris in Bed Salem said, get the in-laws to watch the kids and go. The kids are not going to remember 1 year you'll be away from them on Christmas.
I do see both sides.
I guess her husband's.
Yeah, her husbands who wouldn't be invited.
Right.
So at least they're with grandparents then,
Right.
you know? All right, let's bring her back on. Hey, Taylor, are your in-laws close? Are they around?
Yeah, they don't live far.
So that might be, I mean, if you really don't want to miss the wedding, and I understand it's your brother, then maybe that's the way to go. And look, if your kids are young, you're probably starting Christmas at 4 a.m. So they might be tired and ready for bed by the time you're even leaving. Maybe if you have to skip the ceremony and just go to the reception or something, to go a little later, put them in bed, they won't even know you're gone.
Yeah.
And then you're really
maybe,
not leaving them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and maybe the wedding won't start on time, so maybe I won't miss too much.
Hopefully just delay it.
But
if
I
you can.
get not leaving your kids. I wouldn't do it either. So maybe compromise where you could just kind of put them in bed and then go.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys' help. I mean, I feel a little bit better now.
Good luck. Are you going to your work holiday party? There are some things you definitely should not be doing, or else you're going to be talked about for years.
Uh-oh.
It's Chris and the crew. It's 7:30. It's Chris and Gianna this morning. Joe will be along soon.
So apparently some of the do's, let's start with the good.
Okay.
Some of the things that you should be doing. Do dress appropriately.
You know what's funny? So ours is next week. And I already was looking in my closet last night because I have some lower cut things. I'm like,
Right.
nope, not doing that.
Yeah.
You got to dress. I would say skirts not too short. I don't know. You got to be kind of vanilla there, I think.
Yeah. Unless
Right?
you're going to your partner's holiday party, then you should be the hottest in the room.
Then sex it up.
I think so.
Okay.
Why not, right?
Why?
I don't know. Because you can. Nobody's judging you. Wear whatever you want if it's not your holiday party.
All right.
That maybe not good advice, but that's what I'm going to say.
So your boyfriend's going to have the hottest thing on his arm at his?
Duh.
Duh.
Hello. So one of the don'ts is don't eat or drink excessively.
Agreed.
So I think that's good advice. I don't know about not
Yeah, why
eating.
is he eating? Usually it's a nice big buffet. Go for it.
I was going to say, get your money's worth. I don't know if you're paying or if you're not, but
Maybe don't fill up takeout containers, but fill your plate.
if you bring a big enough bag, you could really sneak some stuff into some Tupperware.
Stop it.
I don't see anything
But
wrong with
drinking,
it.
no, that is not the place to overdrink.
Yeah, that's not the place to get
There are some
hammered.
people who have done it from here. We're still talking about them years later.
There's a time and place to get hammered.
We had one of our coworkers get up on a table and attempt to make a speech, and she almost hit her head on the ceiling fan.
Gives you something to talk about.
We've had people holding hands that were like, what is going on? I'm telling you, we're still talking about this years later. Don't do it. Trust me.
I kind of love it. One of the do's is do time your entrance and exit. Apparently, if you want to go home, if it's after hours and you have to go home and freshen up, you have about 15 to 30 minutes of being late to the event.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Before it gets to be.
Nobody shows up right on the dot.
You can't show up right on the dot.
No.
That's also another point. Don't show up right on the dot.
Nah.
People think you're too eager to drink, this says. What if you are too eager to drink?
There you go.
And then the last one is don't act inappropriately. Like Chris just said, don't stand on tables.
You got to keep your composure at these parties.
Here's my thing. I am all for standing on the bar,
Oh, geez.
dancing on the bar.
Do that at Ferks, Gianna. Don't do that at the holiday party, please.
Exactly.
It's Can't Beat Chris. Can't Beat Chris on 94.5 PST.
We love this time of day because we get to see how smart Chris Rollins is today.
Or non-smart.
Or how not smart Chris Rollins is. We got Jessica on the line. Hey, Jessica, where are you from?
Hi, I'm from Ewing.
Are you feeling good today, Jessica? Chris Rollins told me off the air that she's not feeling too confident today.
Not lately.
Hopefully.
All right, I'm out of here. You do your thing. You're going to get the questions first, 3 of them, pop culture stuff, and then I'll come back, answer the same 3. We'll see who wins, okay?
Okay, perfect.
All right, good luck.
Thank you. You too.
All right, we're kicking Chris out of here. Jessica going to give you some privacy, and she's gone. Here we go. Your quiz starts now. Rumor has it Barry Cogan and Sabrina Carpenter have split. True or false? Barry is in Sabrina Carpenter's music video for her song Espresso.
True.
Do you want to lock in true?
Sure.
Question 2. Today is Tyra Banks' birthday. She was the host of a modeling reality show in the early 2000s. Name that show.
America's Next Top Model.
You want to lock it in?
Yes.
All right, final question, Jessica. Christmas is exactly 3 weeks from today. What is Will Ferrell's character's name in the movie Elf?
Buddy.
You want to lock it in?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. We're going to wave Chris back into the room. Can't Beat Chris, powered by Legoland Discovery Center, Philadelphia. Jump into a world of creativity, color, and playful learning. Info and tickets at philadelphia.legolanddiscoverycenter.com. Here she is.
Hey there.
Miss America. Chris is back. Are you
I
ready?
put my makeup on today.
You look great.
Okay.
Are you ready for your quiz?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go. Your quiz starts now. First question for Chris. Rumor has it Barry Cogan and Sabrina Carpenter have split. True or false? Barry is in Sabrina Carpenter's music video for her song Espresso.
Trick question. Because he is in her music video, but it's the Please, Please, Please video. So that would be false.
So Chris said false. Jessica said true. False is unfortunately correct. So Chris is up by 1. Going into the second question, here we go. Today is Tyra Banks' birthday. She was the host of a modeling reality show in the early 2000s. Name that show.
America's Next Top Model.
You both said America's Next Top Model, and you're both correct. Going into this final question, here we go. Christmas is 3 weeks from today, Chris.
Oh, my God.
What is Will Ferrell's character's name in the movie Elf?
Buddy the Elf.
You both said Buddy, and you guys are both correct. But that unfortunately means, Jessica, Chris has beaten you today by 1. I'm so sorry.
About
That's okay.
that. You did good, though.
Thank you.
We're going to have to hear that phrase of shame, Jessica.
My name's Jessica from Ewing, and I can't beat Chris.
You got so close.
You did good. Just for playing with us, Jessica, you got a $50 gift card to Al's Airport Inn Bar and Grill.
Awesome.
Al's Airport Inn, it's where the locals go. Join Joe from Chris and the Crew this Thursday for another Chris and the Crew trivia night starting at 8 with Thirsty Thursday specials and more. Hang on the line, Jessica.
Listen tomorrow morning at 7:40 for another chance to beat Chris on 94.5 PST. It's Chris and the Crew's Daily Scoop.
I hear in buzz that Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Cogan are on a break, which means I would
Probably
think
done.
they're done. Yeah. So really no drama. They've been dating for about a year. I'm just hearing that they're career focused and not able to even spend time together.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like she's on tour, she's going overseas.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He has a son.
Oh, he does?
He has a baby.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, like
Who's the baby mama?
I actually don't know.
I gotta find that out.
But he has a son. His name is Brando, and he's like everybody kind of clowns it because he's like, okay, now you're with your 25-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
Where's Brando?
Yeah, so he's an actor. You know, he's in her Please, Please, Please video. So Brittany says that she's moved to Mexico. I don't know if it's true because she also said on Instagram that her big milestone birthday was on Monday and she turned 5 and she's headed to kindergarten.
Okay.
So I don't know what's true. What's not. Although I did hear
love
that
her.
her divorce from Sam finally became final on Monday on her birthday as well.
I just feel like I need her in my personal life because I need some entertainment.
Oh, God. Somebody needs to help her.
I know.
So Billboard named Beyonce, and we kind of expected this, right? The greatest pop star of the 21st century. Number 2 was Taylor. John, you should
I
see
can't.
Gianna. She is rolling her eyes.
Because it just doesn't make sense. Like, I know Beyonce had her moment and it like, she's always going to be Beyonce.
But I feel like Taylor didn't have a century-long couple of years like she's just had. I think we're into her now because she's so now. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
I agree. She's had a big couple of years.
I'd argue that.
It was even more than Beyonce.
I don't know if it's more, but
I
I
hear you.
feel, I don't know. Thank you, Beyonce. I don't want Jay-Z coming. Not that Jay-Z is listening to me,
He's
but
coming after you. So remember Post Malone performed America the Beautiful at the last Super Bowl? He's also one of the commercials. Like he was all over Super Bowl last year.
right.
This year, he's doing it a little more intimately. He's going to do a free show at the Fillmore in New Orleans on Friday, February 7th, which is 2 days before the Super Bowl, just down the street. The show's called Bud Light Backyard Presents Post Malone. You got to, if you want to go, you can get tickets. You got to be 21 or older, and you got to DM or comment hashtag PostyBL Backyard and hashtag sweepstakes on Bud Light's Instagram and Facebook posts. Doesn't really guarantee anything, but supposedly doing that will get you some more info and it'll get you closer to tickets and stuff like that. So you can give it a try.
That's cool.
And sad news for Eminem. His mom, Debbie Nelson, lost her battle with lung cancer. She was only 69 years old.
Oh.
All right, there's the scoop. Do you like when people spend the night at your house anymore? It's Chris and the crew, Chris, Joe, Gianna, just the girls right now. So I saw this this thing online this morning that they did a poll and actually 61% of people said they love having overnight guests. And I thought, what?
I could not disagree more. It's so annoying, isn't it? You have to entertain at all times. Even when people are sleeping, you're thinking about the morning. What are you going to get for breakfast? Are you going to have to wake everybody up, go out for coffee? It's annoying.
It's not even just that. It's the fact that, I don't know, like getting the house ready. Like, is my
Right.
house clean enough? Is like, we don't even have an extra bedroom. So then somebody would have to move rooms or sleep on an air mattress and then like, do you really want to see each other in the morning? Your hair is all messed up. You're grumpy. You're tired.
I am just
Like, what
at the.
if you fart in your sleep?
I mean, things happen, but like,
It's just, I don't know. I didn't care when I was a teenager.
yeah.
Or even like college, you're like, oh, pile in the room. Like, I don't
Right.
care. Now I'm kind of like, all right, everybody go home.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like, I understand if you're on vacation and everybody shares hotel rooms. That's very different than, just hanging out on a Saturday.
I'll even take my own hotel room now.
No, see, I'm not there yet. I'm not at the hotel room thing. I would rather split the cost with my friends and suffer through it. But at my own house, like I'm done having sleepovers with my friends. You live 10 minutes away. I don't care if we're done hanging out at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Unless you
go
can't
home.
get home, go home.
Yeah, and you know what? Even if you can't get home, maybe you're drinking. There's Uber. There's Lyft. Call a cab.
Although there is something really fun. Like I just hosted my college girlfriends at our beach house. It was so much fun. We shared a bed. We laughed until 3 a.m. We went out. We went to the club in Atlantic City. Like now that I'm all for.
Right.
A yearly girls' weekend,
But just
whatever.
a random sleepover, I'm over it. Then people overstay their welcomes. Like I have friends who come to hang out with.
How long do they stay?
Well, Okay, I'm going to come out and say one of my boyfriend's friends came one time, hung out. We went out at night. They were supposed to stay the night.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed the night.
Do they live around here?
No, they live like an hour away.
Okay.
And they stayed the night, woke up, didn't wake up till 11:30 the next morning. So we're like
see, if you're a
itching to
guest-
wake up.
No, if you're a guest, you can't like sleep all day.
Then it was like, should we go shopping? Should we go out to lunch? Should we go get coffee?
and that
No.
wasn't a part of the plan.
We should get in the car and go home. That's what we should be doing. Like, what's going on? It's just the overstaying your welcome is just a given when people stay overnight.
And I can almost see it with the holidays coming up. It's fun, it's festive, but I don't even know about that. All right.
Yeah.
Do you like having overnight guests at your house? Who's having overnight guests soon? 609. Do you like having overnight guests at your house anymore? 609-243-9778. The phones are open. It's Chris, Joe, and Gianna. I saw this thing online this morning that said 61% of people still love having overnight guests at their house. And all I could think of was, ugh.
I think I'm over it.
Especially this time of year.
I guess because my house isn't big enough with all these extra bedrooms and stuff. I would worry about my house being clean enough.
I hear you.
I would worry about everybody doesn't have their own personal space. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The upstairs of my house is like our sacred space.
I hear you.
Guests don't go up there really because there's a bathroom downstairs, clearly.
Right.
So it seems like anybody up there, like, you risk hearing bodily noises and
I just
I
think
don't know.
You're saying Chris is saying they're going to hear her fart. Anyway,
I don't know why that's the biggest thing.
that's what I wanted to get to, yeah.
My biggest thing is just people lingering in the morning. Overstaying your welcome. It's so easy when people stay the night. If sometimes you're hanging out with your friends and they end up staying till 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's kind of overstaying your welcome. But everybody
let's call
goes
it
to
a
sleep.
night.
You can sleep in. Hopefully the next day is Sunday or Saturday, whatever it is. But if they sleep over, you could be up till 5 o'clock in the morning if the party's because the ball's in their court. And that's annoying to me.
And then
John's saying that's too much power.
And then when they get up the next day, how do you shake them? Like, okay,
Time to go.
Like a
I
bad
got
habit.
stuff to do.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of nice. I think.
Well, Joe, you don't have any real responsibilities in
You're
life.
putting a. Well, does Gianna?
You really don't. Not really either.
I do.
Me, I've got a lot to do.
I'm
I
a
would say-
functioning member of society.
You're both putting a lot of undue pressure onto the guest. Who says the guest wants to spend all that time with you the next day?
Well, true.
Like that's what I'm saying is who says the guest? Nobody assumes the guest wants to spend all that time.
But the
with you. I
ball's
don't.
in their court then. Like they can stay and leave whenever they want.
When I was a kid, my mom used to pick me up from sleepovers by 8 a.m. It was almost too troubling for the other parent because my mom would be like, "You are not overstaying." Like 8 o'clock, she'd be at that door, and
I get it.
And she built that expectation because if I had a sleepover, she expected their parent to be at the door at 8 o'clock.
As a parent, I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yes.
If you've got your kid at my house, get them mid-morning, the latest.
Yeah, like 10:30 is probably the
latest.
last.
Yeah, you're not
I'll
feeding
feed
them
them
lunch.
breakfast. I can feed them breakfast,
But not lunch.
but that's it.
No
That's
grilled
a buttered
cheeses.
bagel.
Yeah.
Louisa and Lawrence said, I used to love having friends and family members stay the night, but for the past 2 years, I am so over it. I can't do it anymore. Ryan in Doylestown said, unless you've traveled from out of town, it's time to go. 3 hours tops before you're loitering. And if you're drunk, Uber everywhere.
See, that's the thing. You don't really have to get stuck anywhere because of drinking and driving. You can always get a ride now.
Right. And like,
You know
I
what
get
I mean?
some places it's either expensive or it's a long wait, but I don't want to sleep at your house anymore.
I do get it. If you're traveling a far distance, absolutely stay.
Absolutely.
But a lot of times when you're traveling, they want to get up and get moving back home.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
what I
there's
mean.
No
Yeah,
loitering.
there's loitering is
I'm okay with the overnight and no loitering.
But
And
sometimes
as long as
that
people have their
happens.
own soundproof spaces.
Well, it raises. I mean, we could do a whole nother hour on holidays. Should you stay in a hotel or stay with family? People get all butthurt either way.
Yeah, true.
yeah, like if you tell grandma to get a hotel room, she might never speak to you again.
All right,
But,
Grandma.
like it might be easier. It might be you might be like do you need otherwise you have to give up your bed if it's
That's what
complicated.
here's the thing. Like, who has a million guest rooms in their houses? Somebody's sleeping on an air mattress, and who wants to do do that.
This does not need to be the Griswolds. We don't all need to pack into the house and sing Christmas carols.
And do you give up your bed when you have a guest too? A lot of people do that. Like a lot of people do that. I think if they're older than you, you have to. If they're younger than you, you don't have to.
I
That's
agree
the
with
age.
that.
That's the
Yes.
rule I follow.
And that's why I'm like, ugh, let's just meet up.
So let's just not do this at all anymore.
Because there are some do's and don'ts that you really need to pay attention to, right, guys? It's Chris, Joe, and Gianna. Ours is next week, and I know I've got to police Joe.
This is true.
We haven't had
had one,
like a cocktail party in a while.
which
so
means you've got to stay sober, sir.
okay.
I'm watching you because he's so awkward around people. Believe it or not, he really, truly is.
I think everyone there's no not believing that.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
He'll just drink and drink and drink, and that's the biggest don't on the list, right, Gianna?
That comes to our first don't. Do not eat or drink excessively, which I don't understand the eating part of this.
We're not really sure about the eating unless you're just taking everyone's food. I mean, certainly don't whip out a Tupperware container at the buffet.
Well, or do just be nonchalant about it, but don't go scrape other people's plates.
Tell the boss to pay me more. Otherwise, I wouldn't have to bring this for lunch for the next week.
I wouldn't have to have leftover eggplant parm
for the next week.
weeks.
Thanks, boss.
Legit.
Yeah, don't drink too much because, Joe, I mean, we've in previous years, there have been people to do some really crazy things after drinking, and we talk about them years later.
In many
There are
iterations
still jokes about them.
of my career, it has been said, this was good advice one boss gave me. I've never seen anyone get promoted at a holiday party, but I have seen people get fired after a holiday party.
That makes
And that was
sense.
from a very high executive, and I can tell you that is accurate.
We've had hookups after parties. We've had people on tables almost putting their head in ceiling fans, and it's been messy in the past.
That's kind of everything.
You do not want to become the stories that are told for the next 10 years.
No, you do not. One of the do's that I don't like is do say your goodbyes.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
an
Joe, you
Irish
know I'm big with
goodbye
that.
type of girl. I just want to escape.
No, you can't.
No, you can.
No, you
because
can't.
people are going to start drinking. They're not going to know.
Actually, you know what? Let me change my mind on that.
Okay.
At some point, I don't know whether you have to say goodbye, but you need to say hello.
I agree with you
At
on that.
some point in the night.
I agree. Make your rounds early,
Make your rounds.
and then you can Irish goodbye.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I love to just disappear into thin air. It's the best. You're like everybody else is still there. They're like, "Where's Gianna? I'm at home eating Taco Bell, girl.
And
I'm home."
All you do is have to set up a few of your coworkers and say, "Oh, she's at the bar over there."
Yes,
She's right over
Who
there.
cares?
you
if
have to have
leave early,
allies.
though? But
You
who
have
cares?
to.
I don't know. I've never understood that. Like, who cares? Especially in office setting. I'm not going to force you to stay. Who gives an F? Walk out the door.
I don't know if people care about the
This
goodbyes.
year, ours starts at 7. I'm announcing it right now. You will not see me after 8:01.
Well,
It's Chris and the Crew's Daily Scoop.
so, I'm hearing some buzz that Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan on a break, which means they probably broke up. No drama, though. My spies
Well,
are saying,
no.
what?
He may have cheated with a TikToker.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Where are you getting this?
I
dirt?
know some stuff. He may have cheated with a TikToker. What's
heard it was
not
just
clear?
because they couldn't see
what's
each
not
other.
clear is if they were already on this quote unquote break before he hooked up with this TikToker. See, you should use me as one of your spies.
Yeah.
Pretty smart.
Well, let me know next time you know some dirt. So he's an actor. He's in her Please, Please, Please video. I think they're done for good, but we'll see. So Britney says she's moved to Mexico. I mean, who knows if it's true, because she also said it was her 5th birthday and she's on her way to kindergarten. So
I hope she gets some help again.
Me too. Oh, and her divorce from Sam became final on Monday. I didn't realize that was still going on. I thought that was way done.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just became final. So we expected it, right? Billboard named Beyonce greatest pop star of the 21st century. I don't think Gianna can roll her eyes hard enough.
Really?
No.
I mean, Beyonce's career is 25 years. She has
Taylor's is
blended every genre. Taylor's taken the safe route, and I
that's
mean that
not
lovingly.
true. Taylor has gone through different genres too.
One.
No.
No.
No, I'm not on the Beyonce
I just
train.
think that a century is a long time. And yeah, we have been talking about Taylor a lot for the past 2 years.
No, but Taylor
but-
has been huge.
No, she has. You're right.
She's always
Tough
been
call.
big.
Tough call. And tonight's the night. You guys know I love the lighting
Oh,
of the
my
Rockefeller
God.
Center Christmas tree.
Did you see they were filming some of it last night?
Yes.
Oh.
So Kelly Clarkson's hosting, and a New Jersey school choir is going to be performing. So grab those details and more local info on the 94.5 PST app. There's the scoop.
Chris and the crew, 94.5 PST.
It's 9:10, 94.5 PST, your number one hit music station. It's Chris and the crew. Little roll call. I'm Chris.
I'm Joe.
I'm Gianna.
So, do you ever get a song stuck in your head and you literally sing it all day and all night? You can't get it out of your head. Well, there's a hack that we found. It's actually a song that you play for yourself that will get that song right out of your head, right, Gianna?
Yeah, so it's a 40-second song. We're not going to play the full 40 seconds. Yeah, but it's called the Earworm Eraser. And it's supposedly, it was made by scientists, and it's proven to get songs unstuck from your head.
I believe it because Gianna played me a little bit of it, and it's so chaotic that your mind is all over the place, and it probably just trips it up. Listen. Okay, so there's one beat. Then it switches. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your brain just starts to focus on one sound and
It's
then
like
it shifts again.
You're doing turns like, oh, it's this, it's
Like
this.
a bad
Right.
DJ set.
Yeah, it
At
is.
the club. It's like, what do you do? Oh.
Well, and think about it. It makes your brain move in different directions so you get whatever is in your head out of your head.
Right.
Makes perfect sense, right?
It does. And apparently this is proven by science. So if you have a song stuck in your head, you got to look up the Earworm Eraser.
There you go.
Chris and the crew on 94.5 PST. This was Chris and the Crew on Demand, sponsored by Trinity Rehab. Schedule an appointment now at trinity-rehab.com. Wake up with Chris and the Crew, weekdays 6 until 10 on your number one hit music station, 94.5 PST.